Welcome back. In this video, we're going to be reading and discussing some AITAs. I've got Reddit pulled up. Let's jump right into it. AITA for asking my ex-husband to dance at our daughter's wedding. Like the daughter is OP's and the ex's daughter? Probably not. I don't know. That's kind of a weird question. Let's read. I just always like to give my 2 cents before we even get started. Okay. My ex and I have been divorced since 2009. He's remarried for 10 years and his wife doesn't want him to have anything to do with me. When our oldest daughter got married, she sat us all at the same table. My boyfriend was with me. During dinner, we were talking and I asked my ex if he would save a dance with me. He said sure. Later on, I was ready to dance because a song we both liked was playing. I went up to his wife and asked if she would mind if I danced with my ex, the father of the bride, with the mother of the bride. She went ballistic. She put her face right up to mine with her fist clenched and ready to strike me and yelled at the top of her lungs, "Stop trying to steal my husband." Then she said to me she would never step foot in my house ever again. I had invited them for Thanksgiving, so our kids didn't have to eat and run from house to house. I was shocked by her reaction because she was always fake nice to me before. I didn't say a word to her. I just left the room because I didn't want to ruin my daughter's wedding by getting into a fight with her stepmother. Anyway, 20 minutes later, I walk back in, having missed the cake cutting. I see her literally dragging my ex out by the arm while giving me a look of death. Unfortunately, I was blamed for the entire thing and reduced to tears for wanting to have an innocent dance with the father of my children, who I was married to for 30 years, who had no problem dancing with me. I wrote her a pretty scathing email the next day. All my kids and my ex wanted to have family holidays together, want to keep communication open, not wanting to feel uncomfortable when we were all together. I'm all for that because even though our marriage ended, I will always love and care for my ex and would like to be friends. I don't think that is out of line. If she is that insecure about her marriage, then what does that tell you? But I guess I'm just a AH. No, the OP clearly sees that she's not the a-hole here. And yeah, if you're that insecure about your marriage, that's like, okay, this is a little bit of, this isn't just like some dude still hanging around with his ex all the time. This is the mother of his children. You know what I mean? Like, this is someone that you were married to for 30 years. But even more than that, this is still, to this day, till everybody's dying day, this is the mother of your children. And you absolutely should keep an open, friendly relationship and absolutely a line of communication whenever that's possible. And it absolutely does seem like this new wife or girlfriend, wife, I think. She's got the boyfriend, he's got the new wife. It's just really insecure, it seemed to me. Let's read some comments and see what they think. Because I'm at a firm NTA. As a child of people who are amicably divorced, I see a lot of "I fucking hate my ex-spouse" stories on Reddit. And I get it, there's a lot of reasons why you might. But exactly for that reason, we should celebrate two people who share a long and important life history and children, and are able to split in a way that preserves the peace for themselves, for their kids, and for their kids' kids, for holidays, emergencies, etc. There is nothing untoward about a simple, single, formal dance between two people with a very specific shared role at this family event. The day is about your daughter, and you are her parents. It was not about her stepmother or what seems to be her stepmother's psychotic jealousy. She doesn't want her husband dancing with other women, ever. She should have had that conversation long ago. She's too paranoid to handle her husband having a past with someone else. She shouldn't have married a divorcee. Yeah. And also, this commenter and I too would like to kind of commend OP for just very calmly and nicely remembering in that moment, like putting her feelings aside, remembering in that moment that this is about your daughter and her wedding and not wanting to mess that up and just walking away and dealing with it via email very politely and professionally or whatever. Like, good on you, girl. If someone got up in my face, we'd probably be balling. But see, that's why I'm not a mother, because I don't think I could put myself above. I'd ruin that wedding. You want to get in my face? Let's ruin this whole fucking day. Sorry. That's why I'm not a mother. NTA, I can see why she'd feel uncomfortable with her husband dancing with his ex-wife, but the way she handled it was completely out of line. Also, that too, yeah. Even okay, I'll give you the grade. Like, if you don't want her don't want him dancing with her, just say that. Just say, like, honestly, I would really not prefer that. That would make me very uncomfortable. I would really rather we not do that. And you know what? They probably wouldn't, and it wouldn't have been a big deal. Everyone would have been fine. Everybody sucks here. Really? Your ex said sure and had no idea his wife of a decade would object, and he didn't handle her response? And they've been married for 10 years and you have no idea she resented you or would be displeased? This doesn't add up. I don't get this response. Why would new wife object to a dance? And why would new wife resent ex-wife if they'd been remarried for 10 years already? To me, it seems like a kind, innocent olive branch at a celebration. I don't know what they discussed between them, but there was no, I'm trying to steal your husband from me. Just an innocent dance, and only one for that matter. My mom and dad danced several times at my wedding, and they were divorced since I was a baby. YTA, because I don't think you're being honest. I agree, there's some missing context here as per OP's post history. YTA, ma'am, let's cut the shit. You know exactly what you did. It's one thing to be friendly with an ex, it's another to start dancing at a wedding with someone who isn't your own boyfriend and the damn husband of someone else. Have some awareness and respect. Your ex is also an AH because he decided to be obtuse and wonder why it was so wrong to dance with his ex, knowing his wife would have had an issue with the situation. YTA, look, she didn't wake up one day and decide she doesn't like you. You're telling me for 10 years you believed she liked you? I do not believe this at all. To me, the dance seems slightly intimate. I wonder if there had been other instances in the past where you saw something as innocent and she saw it as intimate. Wow, these comments are pretty split, yeah. It's like literally every other one is YTA and NTA. I'm going more for I'm on the side of NTA still, but like I get it. I could see it. And also, yeah, a lot of people are saying like the story doesn't really seem to add up. Like to be like, oh, I didn't know she didn't like me. Really? You never got any indication she didn't like you? That seems a little weird. I don't know. I do feel like we're being lied to in a little bit. AITA for telling my friend he smells in front of our other friends. My friend, 19 male, has always had a problem with hygiene. Let's call him Jack. Jack would tell me how long he hasn't showered for as if it's a good thing and brag about how he doesn't smell after this long. I, 20 male, have spoken to him about it, but he always tells me it's good for his skin if he doesn't shower for a week or two. Recently, he's been starting to smell worse than he did before. Every time I try to address this with him, he tells me that he's trying to get 1 month without showering and that I need to get my nose checked because he smells fine. A few days ago, it was one of my friend's birthdays, and since we're in the same friend group, they invited me and Jack to their house and the other members of our friend group. It was pretty fun, chatting, hanging out, watching movies, but Jack smelled so bad. And I could tell that my friends noticed because they kept mentioning a musty smell in the house, but didn't know what it was. Near the end of our little hangout, my friends were clearly getting horribly affected by the smell of Jack. One of my friends says, I think it's one of us. It was a joke. Well, here's where I fucked up. I laughed at his joke and said, I know exactly who it is. Jack's trying to reach his 1 month goal of not showering again. Not even joking. At that point, my friends realized the source of the smell was coming from Jack. My friend group is pretty ruthless, so they started making all types of jokes about him while laughing like maniacs at each one. And I'm not gonna lie, I was laughing like one too. Jack obviously wasn't pleased and just left. The next day, Jack had blocked me on everything. I mean, I do feel bad, but at least this might have been a wake-up call for him to shower. AITA. Um, kinda, yeah. Are you though? Because you done told the man a million times. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with NTA because now you had, in a serious manner, in a private and serious manner, told him like, bro, you don't smell good, many a time. So he knows. He knows. Like, at a certain level, people need to be like self-aware and like be willing to take input from other people. It could have. No, I don't think that's messed up. Like, I don't think it's messed up. You told him privately before, and he specifically chose not to do anything about it. And so now, if people are asking what the smell is, and you know what the smell is, I could see why people would be upset with that. Like, I get Jack's side of it too. I would be really upset, and my feelings would be all kinds of hurt, and I would probably just leave and block you too. But I don't think that makes him an a-hole. I'm curious what the comments say though, because I kind of feel like they'll be. Oh, oh, I'm surprised. Okay, I was gonna say I kind of feel like they'll be very different from me. Okay, okay. I don't know. I thought people might see it as like insensitive, but all the comments are like NTA, NTA. Look, you mentioned it in private and you were polite about it. He didn't get the message. NTA, you lose the right to be spoken to respectfully if you subject your lack of hygiene to other people on purpose. NTA, why is he embarrassed for his goal to be shared with the group if he thinks that there's nothing wrong with it? You know? Oh, okay. I'm actually, yeah, every single comment is exactly the same. It's like, bro, you tried to tell him. Justified a-hole. That's what I would go with. That identifies with my thinking on it. Justified a-hole. You know? Who's a friend that doesn't shower anyways? NTA. No, actually though, because like at a certain point, you're just making everyone around you uncomfortable. You know what I mean? If you don't want to shower, don't. But don't come around me. That's interesting. I don't know. For some reason, I thought the comments were going to be like at least split because everybody would just like kind of feel bad for this guy or something. But no, everyone's literally saying that that he's not the a-hole. Well, this one sounds interesting. Would I be the a-hole if I ask a special needs customer to stop coming to my store? Ooh. Why would you need to do that? I really need to know. I, 34, work at a higher end store in town in a specialty boutique style store. I'm currently 7 months pregnant and the only employee. I maintain a pretty healthy relationship with everybody in town, other stores, and even our competitors. I want everyone to feel safe, accepted, and welcome. In the time I work, and there are many restaurants, and there is one gentleman who walks through the town and visits at some of the stores on his way to work. He has high functioning autism. He can't drive. He has a job. He has a master's degree and several other things. I recently told him that I was pregnant so he could prepare for my leaving for maternity. I let him touch my belly that day. He has been in every single day since, almost 3 weeks, to come touch my belly and feel the baby. The issue is I don't like to be touched. I also don't like people coming up behind me. For context, I have complex PTSD, and people behind me is one of my triggers. Also, being the only employee, I can't often stop. I have expressed to him many times I cannot stop every day to let him touch my belly, and he's recently taken up on walking behind me, even while I'm with other customers, to touch my belly. I told him that was not okay. He didn't come in for 2 days, and when he did a few days later, he tried to touch my belly. But he asked, so I said, fine. Oh, girl. You open that gate back up. Trying to be nice. I get it. However, he tried lifting up my shirt so he could touch my bare skin, and I snapped and said absolutely not. He came back in the next day, walked straight towards me, trying to feel my belly too, which I told him we cannot do this anymore. You may not come in and touch my belly. It is tourist season and I am far too busy, and I do not like this. Today, he tried coming in again, and I'm contemplating just telling him he's not allowed in my store anymore. He never buys anything and mostly browses anyways, but he was here before. I understand that some people do not have the same concept of personal space. However, I do not believe that it is an excuse, as I told him many times in a way that he would understand that this is not okay. So would I be an a-hole for kicking him out? All right. Okay. I'm actually very surprised to have heard after the title was like I don't want to say clickbaity because it wasn't. It was like on topic, but the title just gave me a certain impression that was very incorrect, because absolutely you have every right to tell him not to come back. You've already very clearly communicated, and I wish you hadn't let him touch it again. But I 1,000,000% understand why you did it. You're trying to be nice. I get it. You're trying to keep communication. You understand that this man, is autistic and whatnot. But at a certain point, if anything becomes unsafe or uncomfortable or inappropriate for you, you do have to cut that off and put those boundaries. I understand why this man is acting like this, but that doesn't allow this behavior to continue. You know what I mean? So no, at this point, because she clarified, she's done told him. She told him and told him and told him. So now I don't think it would be she would be an a-hole for kicking him out. Let's see. Let's make sure the comments. Yeah, stop being a nice girl. No more touching ever. Person with a master's degree has an advanced understanding of reasoning. He understands just fine. I don't know about that. But anyways, yeah, NTA, but please don't let strangers touch your belly if you're uncomfortable with it. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's like the main comment I'm seeing here is, girl, why are you letting him? Why would she ever let a customer touch her belly at all? That's bizarre to me. Like, NTA, whether he has special needs or not, he knows what he's doing. His behavior is escalating. He's trying to lift your shirt to touch your breast skin. This is not acceptable and can even meet the definition for sexual harassment. Does he have a pregnancy kink? That's the vibe I get. NTA for asking him to stay away. It's creepy, inappropriate, and you're uncomfortable. NTA, heck, I'd even call the police if he tries to do it again. Autism is not an excuse. Boundaries and consent are necessities. Necessities in polite society. Yeah, absolutely. Million percent NTA, girl. Don't be letting people touch you if you don't want to be touched. It really is that simple. Oh no, I clicked out. Okay, hold on. We're going to have to load for it to go all the way back in. Come on. AITA for not giving up a train seat for a dog. I, 31 female, was traveling on a Metro North train from Connecticut to New York City. I found a large seat at the very back, and while the train was relatively full, I put my handbag down next to me because no one was going that far back, and I figured I could always move it if someone came along wanting to sit. About 20 minutes later, a man holding a huge, fuzzy-haired dog in his arms did come down from the other end of the train. He asked if he could put the dog next to me while he sat where I was sitting. I said no because I did not want to move my bag, but because I said no, not because I did not want to move my bag, but because I did not want to sit next to a dog without its owner or knowing its character. I've never had a dog and would not know what to do if it started barking and misbehaving. I tried to explain as such, but the man thought I just didn't want to give up my extra space and called me bad names because seats are for living beings, not bags. AITA, would putting my bag somewhere else have changed anything? Huh? Did I confuse myself? What did the man ask? He asked if he could put his dog next to me while he sat where I was sitting. Oh, I'm reading this wrong. Where he was sitting. Oh, okay. He wants to stay sat over there, but he wants his dog to be sat over here next to this lady. No. What? No. Even as a dog owner and lover, no. What do you mean? Can you imagine, like, and I know it's very different, but like, can you imagine taking your kid up to some random stranger and being like, hey, watch him for me. I gotta go. It's like, what? This ain't mine? What? That's actually kind of a crazy request. Like, no, sir. I'm not just gonna babysit your dog on this train ride. What do you mean? NTA. I'm gonna affirm NTA. So it wasn't about giving up the space. It was about, I'm not gonna become responsible for your dog. NTA, dogs do not belong on seats, and dogs do need to be with their owner. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna, like, lose my mind if I see a dog on a seat, but I'm also probably gonna, like, keep my dogs off the seats. Just because I've seen what they be rolling in. And I wouldn't want to sit on that. But again, if somebody has a dog on the sit, like, I'm not gonna trip on it. And today, there's no difference between the seat being occupied by a handbag or a dog. It's being occupied by a human, therefore it's available for the handbag. I love dogs. I have a dog, and I'm still not sitting next to a strange dog who temperament I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Like, people try to do this all the time. Like, you know that your dog is the goodest boy of all boys. I don't know that. Period. Like, I'm so sorry. Your dog can be the most adequately trained dog ever in the world. I don't know that. I don't know that. You could tell me that even. I don't know that's true. I'm not going to take responsibility for watching it. That's why I really hate when dogs are off leash and everyone's like, oh, no, like, my dog's trained. I understand that, but you understand that your dog being off leash upsets a dog that's on leash. Just because your dog has freedom and mine doesn't, and therefore mine's going to be now more anxious than it needs to be. And, you know, again, it doesn't have to be a big issue. It's not. But I don't like it. NTA. I know someone who had to have reconstructive surgery after being bit in the face by a nice dog. I would never consider sitting next to a dog if I wasn't 100% confident that it was well behaved. NTA. Unless he's a service animal, dogs are to be in some kind of container, like a bag or a kennel. Also, yeah, right? I was like, can you even have your dog just open like that on the metro? NTA, that's like him asking if he can seat his child next to you to babysit while he enjoys sitting alone somewhere else. Why would he do that? Everybody sucks here. Keep your bag off the seat if the train is relatively full. Metro North gets bad and no one should have to ask you to move it. No one has to ask her to move it. The only reason there was an asking situation was because it was a dog sitting away. Like, I don't... No, wait, no. I take that back. He did ask her, huh? Yeah, probably if you see someone close to the vicinity, move the bag. But when someone tries to sit the dog there and walk away, sir, get your damn dog. So, I'm going with an NCA there because I'm not watching nobody's dog. And I don't think she should have to either. AITA for leaving my girlfriend at the beach and letting her walk home. Probably. My girlfriend, 34 female, and I, 33 male, 3 years, were camping at a state park in the Midwest. We decided to go for a swim at a nearby river. It was a 4-minute drive from our campsite. Once we arrived, she showed me that she had wrapped her items in her beach towel. She said, "Look, I made a bag." I said, "Nice," to acknowledge her cleverness. She had her 32-ounce tumbler, mixed drink, and some other items. I had a pool noodle. I hadn't thought about offering to help her carry her items because she seemed happy with her makeshift bag and seemed to have it under control. Unfortunately, her bag unraveled and she dropped her items. I realized that she could probably use some help now. I offered and she refused and started complaining that she had spilled half of her mixed drink. It's worth noting that there are signs saying no alcoholic beverages all over the beach. She said, "Over half of my drink is gone and you don't have one, so that sucks." I wasn't planning on drinking, and she was aware of that. I asked if she wanted to go back to the camper for a refill. No. She then stated that I was boring and used to be more fun. I feel like you just skipped ahead. Like, what? What do you mean? At this comment, I told her that I no longer want to swim with her and turned back towards the truck. She said, fine, pick me up at 5. It was about 4 p.m. I went to a lookout about 5 minutes away. At 4:30, I went back to the beach. I figured maybe I could swim with her if she was in a better space. As I was walking down, I saw her heading my way. I told her I would come back, so maybe we could swim a little before heading back. She ignored me and walked past the truck. I asked her what she was doing, and she turned around and loudly stated that she is not talking to me or acknowledging me until we swim together. I said, fine, let's go swim then. She said that she's not walking all the way back down there and continued down the road. I got in the truck and caught up to her, asked her to get in the truck. She refused. I pulled ahead and parked the truck. I offered her the keys and told her to take the truck and I'll walk. She refused. I continued walking towards our campsite with all the aforementioned items in tow. I pulled up on her again, now on the curvy main road, pleading for her to get in the truck. I was worried about her walking back to the campsite because the road was narrow and had lots of curves and minimal shoulder to walk on. I turned around and stopped again when I saw her, pleading to get in again. She ignored me. I told her it was a long walk all the way up the hill and that it would likely take at least 20 more minutes. No response. I turned around and stopped again and said, this is the last time I'm going to ask you to get in. She ignored me. I drove back to the campsite and waited for her. I don't know why that was so exhausting for me to read. I don't even like to watch people fight that much less read it. She told her parents, who were at the campsite next to us, that she walked home from the beach. Her mom became angry with me for letting her walk home, and my girlfriend is still treating me like I'm terrible for leaving her at the beach. Yeah, I'd be pretty pissed too. Like, I understand the girlfriend is being unreasonable, but here's the thing. And maybe I'm projecting, but my ex would do this all the time, where it was this game of anytime I was not 100% like in the best mood and smiling and everything lovely, great, amazing, he would be like, well, she's being nasty. And he would basically use that as an excuse to abandon me. And so I might be very biased and projecting here, but it seems like she just was like kind of in a mood. Wasn't anything extreme, dropped her shit, was like, ugh, kind of bummed out about it. And he immediately was like, deuces, out of here, ugh, and left. I'd be in a nasty mood for the rest of the day too. Like, I don't know. It could be projecting. It could be 1,000,000% the opposite. Maybe she is just being freaking nasty all the time and he finally has gotten fed up and needed to walk away. I don't know. But just because of my bias and my personal experience, and this is giving my opinion on it, I'm going to say you're the a-hole. But not for what you're asking about. Not for you trying to pick her up then. And that's even more why I'm projecting this onto this, because it's mirroring my past experiences so closely. Because like my ex would then want to focus on what's happening now and the mean things that I'm saying now, and we're never allowed to acknowledge the thing that you did that even caused me to be upset with you in the first place. You know what I mean? And I've since learned I needed to take some responsibility and just remove myself from that situation so that I stop being triggered, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, it's layers to it, right? But I'm just saying, like, that was the game that was played all the time, and it absolutely drove me insane. I'm going to go with YTA. Let me scroll down and see what the comments are. NTA, your girlfriend acted like a child. I guarantee you she did not tell the entire story of how you begged her to get in the truck and then gave her the keys so she could drive home and you would walk. She's 34, question mark. Is she an alcoholic? Is that why her behavior is outlandish and unreasonable? NTA, your girlfriend sounds like she was drunk and reacting in a very irrational way. In the future, don't Ever offer someone who's drunk the keys to your car? See, I did kind of think that it would be NTAs here because, yeah, her behavior in this moment is ridiculous. But again, it just seems to me like she could have absolutely been triggered into that behavior. If he left the second she wasn't 100, everybody. I'm going with everybody sucks here, frankly. All right, let's go ahead and cut this one here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you liked that video, don't forget to hit the little thumbs up down below. Subscribe while you're hanging out down there. Please don't forget to comment for engagement, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.